I'm Logan Crawford, and right now on Spotlight, we're diving into the captivating romance of Eva Pang's His Turquoise Eyes. This novel tells the story of Avery Park, whose first love, Damien Rhodes, returns to bring light, love, and passion back into her life. But an unforgivable mistake changes everything, leading to a soul-consuming journey of love and redemption. We're delighted to have this very talented author join us here today on Spotlight. We thank the team at Prime 7 Media for helping us put her in the spotlight today. And we ask viewers like you to support authors like her by subscribing to our channel and by purchasing her amazing book. The links are below this interview. Eva, great to see you here today on Spotlight.
Hi, Logan. Thank you so much for having me today.
Pleasure is all mine. What inspired you to write His Turquoise Eyes and explore the theme of first love?
Love inspired me to write my book. I began writing a love story about me and my ex-husband, but the moment I started writing, it took shape and became something more.
Mm,
And that happened from watching like Gossip Girl and then Vampire Diaries in my teens.
yeah.
These shows inspired me to have my first love as the muse of my story instead. He was a perfect inspiration to set the scene.
And that first love is always such a deep love. It's the first time you've had those feelings of love. So it definitely makes a mark on most people's hearts for sure. Can you share a little bit more about Avery and Damien's relationship and what makes it so special?
Well, they bonded right away. When they first met, it was pretty much love at first sight, as cliched as it sounds. Yeah, it's magic just happened.
Exactly. Every now and then, some enchanted evening, you may meet a stranger across a crowded room, and somehow you know even then. That's from South Pacific, and it's true in many, many different love stories as well. What is the unforgivable mistake that Avery makes, and how does it impact her and Damien's journey?
She made a mistake in being tempted to cheat on him
Hmm.
and broke his heart.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's hard with young love, you know. Sometimes it is fleeting, and sometimes you regret that for sure. Tell us about how you balance the elements of romance and drama in your storytelling.
Um,
Something you didn't have to focus on, it just kind of naturally flowed from the storytelling process.
yeah, I
Yeah.
mean, well, for me to write this story, I had to like outline key characters and had to think about names for people in my life that were involved in this story.
Mm. So the book started out, it was going to be about you and your ex-husband. It turns out to be more or less you and your first love.
Well, not just my first love.
It's like a
I
compilation.
I've had other relationships as well, and my ex-husband was also became part of this story.
Mhm.
Um, he was also like the big milestone in my story as well.
Do you envision this as a movie, perhaps?
Um, I've dreamed about it.
Yeah.
Yes, it could be.
Yeah, exactly. Who doesn't love a great love story, particularly one that has its ups and downs and challenges and turbulence? So I think it would make a great, great movie. Who would play
Yeah, a lot of
Avery?
people like romance, betrayal, and all that stuff in a
Exactly. Exactly. Those are
fantasy.
the ingredients of every good love story: romance, betrayal, redemption, forgiveness, and all of that, jealousy, revenge. Tell us
Yes.
a little bit, who would you have play Avery and Damien? What actors would you choose?
Oh, um, I thought about that. They'll have to be someone like, I mean, maybe like Austin Butler. He could
Hmm.
probably play Damon, because Damon is blonde and blue eyes, so
Hmm.
he'd be perfect for that. Um, I think her name is Victoria Justice. I think
Okay.
she could play. play me, Avery.
Okay, great. That'd be awesome. That's good casting. So hopefully Victoria and hopefully Austin are listening and we'll get on their agents to say, hey, there's a great book out there. We'd be perfect for it. So you never know. It's like magic in a bottle or a message in a bottle. Sometimes it just shows up in the right person's hands at the right time. Let's give the folks at home an overview of the story. Once upon a time, tell a little bit of the story of His Turquoise Eyes.
His Turquoise Eyes is about Avery, how she first, um, she's thinking about her first love. She's reminiscing about the times when they first met and how their love story began. Um, and and at the time she was thinking about it, she was actually engaged to her current partner.
Mm.
And so it basically takes form into how she got together with Damon, how the magic began between the two of them, and how it just after 3 days, something happened and it just got cut short. Their love got cut short, and she was so heartbroken. But then she met Nick, which was her husband, her future husband, and that was also a dark. There was it led into a dark part of her story, that her husband was like not a very good man in her life, and then Damon somehow came back into the story and changed things for her.
Yeah. Wonderful. Wonderful. It's a great story, obviously based on your own life and composite characters and a little fictionalized here, a little truth there, and it makes for a wonderful story. Is there a message you hope readers take away from Avery and Damon's story?
Um, yeah, I would like people to be inspired by to like share their love story, and in if they've experienced something similar, I want them to know it's okay and they're not alone. And if they always want to share something with me or say something or have any questions, they can always reach me at e_storybook on journal. And yeah, I'm happy to answer any questions.
Sounds great. That sounds great. Tell me a little bit about your writing career. Is this your first book? Do you have other books planned? Tell us a little bit about that.
This is my first book. I do have I have a sequel in the planning for this book, and I also have a fantasy novel as well.
Tell us a little bit about that fantasy novel you're writing or have written.
It's a little bit more made up and fantasy. People like fantasy, and it seems like the most popular genre is like people like werewolves and witches. So something like that.
Sounds
That's all
great.
I can give away right
How
now.
much has been written so far, or is it all up here right now?
Um, I've written a few chapters,
Mhm.
about like maybe 4 or 5.
Okay. Sounds great. That's the beginning of a book, no doubt. Well, we're looking forward to that release. We're looking forward to the sequel to this one. And the name of the book we've been discussing here today is called His Turquoise Eyes. The novel tells the story of Avery Park, whose first love, Damien Rhodes, returns to bring light, love, and passion back into her life. But an unforgivable mistake changes everything, as often happens in life, and it leads to a soul-consuming journey of love and redemption. It's a great book. It's a page turner. It's a great romance. You'll truly enjoy it. Hollywood, if you're listening, this would be a great film. Eva, thank you so much for joining us here today on Spotlight.
Thank you so much.
Pleasure's all mine. To the folks at home, I'm Logan Crawford, thanking you for your time, this time until next time on Spotlight.